Hello everybody, welcome to Tamiyo's Journal. My name is Tom and I'll be your chronicler, and we're here today to play some Magic. So what goes on in the journal is we take games from paper and bring them over to Arena, show you guys some of the fun decks we've been playing, kind of tips and tricks on how to play them. If you want to go check out the full article on how the games went, please check out the website tamiyosjournal.com, and if it's not too much trouble to ask, do the usual YouTube stuff like subscribe, leave a comment. And today we're going to be looking at Core 2020 cards, what I'm looking forward to. So first up we got Starfield Mystic. I think this card's potentially going to be a wee sleeper card if we do go back to Theros. If not, I think I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. I've been building this kind of white-green budget enchantment deck, and this is the final piece that I really need. Making all my enchantments cheaper, it's going to be fantastic, and then also having a benefit of whenever one of those goes into the graveyard, you get +1/+1 counter. It's something that, for a 2-drop on itself, it's fine, it's a 2/2. But yeah, definitely with some kind of build around and a little bit of tweaking, you can put this in any sort of white X decks or white blue if you want to have this kind of semi-heroic thing going. I guess for feather and stuff as well, it's going to be really handy. But yeah, I think as overall, if we do go back to Theros and heroic does come back, it's going to be fantastic either way. If not, there's definitely some kind of fun things we can play around with and try and make this a little bit more powerful than it should be. So it doesn't just have to be enchanting on creatures either, it's all enchantments, so you can kind of build prison decks as well now, like mono white prison. You can have just loads of cleanses and things like, Smothering Tithe, and have these big kind of X Finale of Glories to finish off or something. Yeah, I'm really excited to play around with this. I think there's a couple of different decks I can put it in, but we'll jump over and talk about a couple of those cards just now. So we got things like Dub or Prodigious Growth, these kind of big enchantments that always seem really good but are quite expensive, or if you're playing Prodigious Growth, you're pretty much banking on that just working and finishing off your opponent. With things like God's Willing getting a reprint as well, it's going to be really insane for these kind of white decks that just needed that little bit of extra protection. Obviously we've got things like Unbreakable Formation in the format as well at the moment, so we have our opponent's trying to sweep the board, we can obviously just on our turn hold on to it, give our creatures protection, and then on their turn if they've got single target removal because you're banking on this one big kind of stacked tall creature to get through. God's Willing, protection from the color that you need, easy enough to do. There's basically nothing your opponent can do. If it's a bounce spell, you say protection from blue. If it's a kill spell, protection from black. I think this whole kind of idea of building around this kind of semi-heroic deck, it just seems like the kind of deck I want to play at least. There's a lot of kind of combat tricks and everything else you can add into that. Obviously this card's bonkers for feather as well, but yeah, I think as a whole package, Starfield Mystic Enchantments, I'm gonna have so much fun with it. It's gonna be on the deck preview for next week as well, so come check that out if you want to see what it looks like. Next up, Icon of Ancestry, the perfect Lord card. It's an artifact, it's really difficult to remove. You choose a creature type, you get +1/+1 counter. You can obviously sift through your deck as well to look for more creatures. I think this card has the full package. I think it's going to go in every Lord deck that I'm going to make this season. I absolutely love the art. I think it's just a better Radiant Destiny. I think it's better than Vanquisher's Banner for a couple of different reasons as well. The Vanquisher's Banner obviously very expensive. Radiant Destiny has the City of Blessing clause in it. They both do different things, but for any kind of Lord deck, I think this is an instant include. We've got things like Goblins in the format, Merfolk, we've got Knights, we've got Vampires, we've got potentially new ones as well coming out, which we'll talk about as well. And yeah, I think overall, for 3 colorless, you're just going to get so much value from this card. People aren't going to be prioritizing it as the main target, they're going to be trying to hit your threats, but doubling up on your lords and stuff are just going to be great. I think it fits so well with my hopefully new series coming out as well. Knights to Remember, bit of a self-plug I know, but we're just going to be going through all the Knight decks I want to play this season essentially and working our way through them. But yeah, it's going to be an instant including all of them. So we've got things like the new Almanath as well. There's potentially going to be an Elemental deck going around. Who knows? There's a lot of Gruul cards that have been spoiled for it. So I think, yeah, there could be something there. Pop an Icon of Ancestry. Your Elementals are going to get bigger anyway. Even works with the Sylvan's card that turns all your lands into Elementals. It's just going to buff them all up. Banalish Marshal, obviously my favorite Knight Lord, as we would say. But yeah, going to be great with all the new Cavaliers. Empyrean Eagle as well. There's a lot of spirit kind of stuff going around as well. There's obviously ways we can make spirit tokens or illusion tokens as well that are flying. There's Supreme Phantom still in the format as well, so just having these kind of 2 extra Anthem effects that are going to be buffing everything up and all your tokens up, it's just going to make it really hard for your opponent to deal with these. I mean, obviously 1/1s aren't very threatening, but 3/3s put them on quite a quick clock. So yeah, really excited to see how this card plays out. I think it's just going to be an auto-include in all the Lord decks anyway, but I'm going to have a lot of fun with it. I think it's probably my favorite card spoiled from the whole set, to be honest, minus the Cavaliers, but we'll see what happens with it. So next card, Gauntlet of Light. Don't want to talk about it for too much, but it's an enchantment. Again, sorry, I know. But yeah, obviously the top part of that kind of clause is kind of pointless at the moment, but being able to untap a creature as well is kind of the main thing of this. So there's now going to be a little combo going around in Standard. Leyline of Abundance. Obviously, if you've got this in your opening hand, you get to play it with all, similar to all the new Leyline cards, but being able to tap a creature for an additional green, Incubation Druid down, being able to add 3 mana, you obviously have the counter on it with the Gauntlet of Light, and then yeah, if you figure that out for yourselves maybe, but 4 mana going in, 3 mana required, you're gonna start making infinite mana pretty quickly. And yeah, so obviously there's no kind of obvious payoffs, I guess, because there's no kind of instant kill without having to kind of go into another color, I guess, for things like Banefire or stuff like that. But having a big Finale of Glory for infinite mana, probably, as long as your opponent doesn't have a sweeper, might be something really good. If you have things like the other Leyline as well, the white one, have them both, the ideal hand of having both the Leylines in your hand, and yeah, just being hexproofed, and even I guess you could put the protection spells in as well. You could have some sort of draw engine just to make sure you at least draw them as well. It's definitely gonna be something here. I haven't really thought about it too much because I just was reading about it this morning, but yeah, potentially absolutely game breaking turn 4. The next card I'm kind of looking forward to, I'm going to be dubbing this Jankosaurus. Unbelievable, 3 mana, 7/6. The only drawback is at the beginning of your upkeep you discard a card. There's obviously still quite a few discard payoffs, and you can just obviously chuck things back on the field with Command the Dreadhorde at the moment. For 3 mana for a 7/6, people are going to be running so many kind of things to hit this, it's going to be unbelievable. So I wouldn't expect it to stick around in the battlefield for too long, but obviously a card that's half the cost of Carnage Tyrant and can pretty much compete with it. Yeah, very, very excited. The art's fantastic. Obviously, everything about this card just screams fun. I cannot wait to try it. I don't know if it's going to be any good at all, but it's a 3 mana 7/6. Now that is a zombie. Yeah. So going a little bit deeper with this, Bag of Holding is a 1 mana artifact that's also been printed for some reason. Whenever you discard a card, exile that card from your graveyard. 4 mana, sacrifice Bag of Holding, return all those cards to your hand. If you've got obviously your big Jankosaur down, all your cards are going to be going into the graveyard as well. There's kind of different upsides we could play with this. We could just go full on the mono black discard and see what happens. I'm definitely going to give it a try. Pop down the Hunt of Hightower and make our opponent discard everything with Awaken the Earnest Wild. We'll be able to, sack the Bag of Holding, get all our stuff back. Opponent's going to be left with nothing. We'll have a ton of zombies. We're going to have loads of weird stuff. We're going to have a 7/6. Who knows? Yeah. I think there's definitely going to be some sort of jank to be had with this, but very, very excited to see how this goes. I love the art on Bag Holding as well. I think it's just a gorgeous card again. Who knows, you could just pop Kai in as well. You could do this black-white, have a load of exile stuff going as well. Yeah, there's a lot of kind of graveyard hate also getting printed, so who knows how long this could last for. Maybe it'll be a sleeper at the start of the season, but people just start having all the kind of graveyard hate kind of just tacked on as well. So we'll see what happens with it. Definitely going to be kind of a day one tryout, see what happens, but looking forward to it. Yeah, unbelievable combo there, but we'll see what happens. So the last card, Shifting Ceratops. This spell can't be countered and protection from blue. We finally have it to Faerie Killer. It's unbelievable. For 5 mana, if you have obviously the little extra green clause, you can give it haste, just take down Teferi. If you're quick enough as well with your ramp, you can obviously get the smaller baby Teferi down as well and just take that out. I think this card is long overdue. There's a couple of good dinosaur reprints, obviously Thrashing Bronzestone coming back as well, but for a 5/4 that is basically just statted at kill Teferi. We'll see what happens. I think there's going to be a little bit kind of easierness for kind of grow mid-range decks with the printing of this. It's going to be a lot more kind of easiness for all kind of green decks, which is going to be great for Green Stompy. And yeah, as a sideboard card, this could be fantastic just as a kind of extra take along sort of thing in any sort of teamer or any sort of green X deck. Green White could probably use this as well if they really needed to Faerie Killer. But yeah, I think overall, as a kind of power level of a card, people are going to be pretty much set that this is going to be the card that kills Teferi, hopefully. Obviously, it's all subject to whether or not you can get it down, but because it can't be countered and it has protection from blue, you're pretty much guaranteed to be able to hit on Esper pretty hard as long as, they don't have black removal for essentially at instant speed. But all said and done, when you do the maths on it, likelihood of that whilst they're playing Teferi and then having the kind of untapped 2, that's the only issue. But being able to haste this out, have something like Vivian Champion of the Wild down, flash it in, just take out Teferi straight away. So yeah, very, very excited to this, but also opens up kind of the last of the dinosaurs. I think obviously the extinction of Ixalan A bit of a shame we didn't really get to play many dinosaur decks because I was a little bit late to the party, but we'll jump over and just talk about them just now. So the addition of the new card Marauding Raptor, making all your creature cards cost 1 less, pretty insane to be honest. I think the problem with Dinosaurs was that you're trading off a lot of kind of extra stats or extra utility for having to play all these creatures that are dinosaur claused. Obviously there's some really powerful things like Kishath and Sakama that I've pulled that I've always wanted to play with, but finding the building around like Dinosaurs is obviously very difficult because everyone kind of looks at the Polyraptor combo and goes, oh yeah, look, this is going to be really good. And I think either way though, with the Nai colors, you've got access to basically everything you need with protection, but you're always kind of like, well, I'd rather just play more Dinosaurs because you can start drawing more Dinosaurs and getting more lands out with all the kind of deal 1 damage to them and all that. And obviously with the kind of heavy toughness stats on them compared to, you know, a lot of other creatures, they're great blockers, but for attacking it's a little bit difficult. I think with obviously this extra kind of couple of 2 new utility Dinosaurs that are going to be very easily slottable into a few different dinosaur decks, I think the kind of last of the Dinosaurs from Ixalan could have a little bit of heyday in this short little period before we jump over to the next set. So those are my kind of top 5 cards I'm looking forward to playing with. Hopefully there's going to be 2 videos this week and I'm going to be able to show you all the decks I've built for it with the article. Obviously this is a little bit rushed just because I've been writing so much, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoy it and I'll speak to you again soon. Thanks so much for watching and cheers. So the most important part of Magic for me is the community, and I would absolutely love for you guys to get involved as well. If you have any kind of deck tips or decks that you'd like to share, if you just pop me a message over on social media, I'll be able to take a look, try and give you some help and kind of tips and tricks on how I would get around building things, and yeah, we can all just kind of share this together as well, which would be great. So thank you so much for watching, guys. If you like what you saw, you know, please do the usual YouTube stuff, like, subscribe. We've also got our page over on Patreon as well if you want to support the channel further. There's going to be some sweet perks up on there. And if you do want to see how the paper games went as well, please check out the full article over on our website, tamiyosjournal.com. So Tamiyo's Journal is also part of the Creators Quarter community. This is basically a group of us that have been working together to generate some great Magic content, and you'll be able to find all their stuff in the playlist in the top right, just over here. And if you're looking for more standard content, why not check out the rest of our playlist over here as well. So thank you so much again for watching, and I will see you again soon. Cheers.